I have an announcement. Next, we'll steal the moon! Happy Sunday, guys. Hope you guys are doing good. So I did some personal achievements today, and I'm really happy about them. So, I've made progress on Honkai Star Rail. In fact, I beat, I'm at the point where it's Farewell Penacony Unconquered, so I had just beat the Septimus or whatever that freaking angel-looking thing from Bayonetta is. Like, the one I beat Sunday. That's essentially it. So, I took some time to just do some progress in Honkai Star Rail, and I enjoyed it. It was just me just chilling, playing Honkai Star Rail, and I maxed out Piper the best I could, because to max out Piper, I need hamster cage passes, which allows me to max out her skills. So that isn't happening anytime soon. So it's like, whatever. But now that I finished leveling up Piper, passive core skill and all that stuff in Zenless Zone Zero, I'm now focusing on Bernice. But that requires me to make bunch of Denny's. I need to make Denny's. I need to get more Denny's. Like, oh boy, I need Denny's. Because I was leveling up Bernice and increasing her level cap, and it got to the point where it's like, guess what? You don't have enough Denny's. And I'm like, oh. Being poor apparently is just in my nature, because I'm like spending so much Denny's trying to like upgrade the agents in Zenless Zone Zero. But I am happy that I managed to get all the Zenless Zone characters. And I'm wondering if they're gonna do banner reruns, like for Ellen and stuff. Because if they do a rerun for Ellen, I'm gonna prioritize getting the W engine for Ellen, because I have Ellen and she's already maxed out, and then I might try and CM6 her. So after CM6ing Bernice, I'm like, bro, look at the muscles. You know it. Hey Zach, welcome to the stream. Hi, happy Sunday. How are you doing? I'm just talking about my personal achievements on Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, and I'm proud of it. I actually am proud of myself as well, because after I finished a story commission, thank you, I actually took a break. I finished it, and like it was like, congrats, you finished this part of like Honkai Star Rail. Here's the epilogue of Penacony. I was like, you know what? I am all Honkai Star Railed out today. I will probably continue that on my own tomorrow. And the best thing is I have unlocked the Echo of War that allows me to get the material to improve Firefly even more. So, a little backstory about me and Honkai Star Rail is, when Firefly was the newest 5-star character, I pulled her without paying with my money, because I had accumulated so much Stellar Jade in-game without the use of like credit card and stuff like that. So I was pretty proud of Firefly, and I put in the effort to max her out. In fact, if you go back in my Honkai Star Rail Let's Plays, Firefly's design is cool. She's so cute and so precious. If you go and look at my previous game playthroughs of of Honkai Star Rail, you will literally see me rage because of Hule. I really didn't like Hule, but then it turns out, like, I was like, I maxed out everything, and then you see me proceed to show characters that aren't maxed out. I couldn't max out Firefly because some of the material I needed for her could only be obtained at an Echo of War that I had never unlocked. So I had to progress in the main story to unlock the material to then get to unlock Firefly's true potential. And luckily, when I checked with this current banner, they allowed me temporary access to the Penacony Grand Theater's Echo of War. So I'm gonna start farming for that like tomorrow, well, basically next week. So I'm like, oh yes, I can actually make Firefly even more powerful, because I basically got trace locked because I couldn't upgrade Firefly's traces because I needed the material that only the Penacony Grand Theater's Echo of War could provide. So I'm like, what the fudge? But anyway, I've made some progress. I actually have more 5-star characters to choose from in terms of characters to put in my party, because I maxed out Topaz. I also, well, level cap, like level 80. I'm not including Trace and all that stuff. But yeah, so Linksha, Topaz, they're up there. I can actually interchange party members now with those two. Rappa is another one, because apparently to get Rappa's material, you have to go to a Calyx that isn't accessible. However, they allowed temporary access for it as well as the Penacony Grand Theater's Echo of War. So I've been leveling up Rappa. Now, if you didn't know, I did mention this in the previous stream. When I pulled for Rappa, when I finally got Rappa, I got 2 Rappas in one 10 pool. So I currently have an E1 Rappa, and I'm happy about that. And I really do like Rappa. I saw a YouTube short regarding Rappa and saying how people may be skipping her because of the next incoming banners, because Sunday is going to be on a banner. Ting Yun is getting a new form, so she's coming back, which I'm so happy about. I like Ting Yun. So yeah, this YouTube short I watched was like, people are probably going to skip Rappa. But here's the thing, in my personal opinion, you shouldn't skip Rappa. You should pull for Rappa. You should warp for Rappa. The reason why I say this is because they've shown it on YouTube advertisements for Rappa. Rappa has the ability to decrease enemy toughness regardless of whether their weakness is imaginary or not. What does that mean? If an enemy is vulnerable to exclusively wind, then Rappa can weakness break that enemy, because Rappa has the ability to weakness break any opponent regardless of their elemental weakness, which is insane. I saw that, I was like, I need that. That's like perfect for like a super break team, like the one I have with the Path of Harmony, Trailblazer, Ron May, and Hua. And it turns out, I learned this, it turns out that Linksha is a great unit, or great character to replace Ron May with. Hardcore Honkai Star Rail players, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but you can interchange Ron May with Linksha, because I looked at Linksha, and she also increases weakness break efficiency, I believe. I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, Super Break team be amazing. I love it. Yeah, and apparently I know one of my friends, on their party, they have, like, Gallagher, because Gallagher goes insane. Like, Gallagher is a 4-star character, but if you put Gallagher in a Super Break team build, Gallagher goes hard. Especially with Firefly's, ult skill, I should say, I guess. You can instill the fire vulnerability onto a unit. When you use Firefly's ult and then use her skill attack, you can instill fire vulnerability on an enemy. And then Gallagher is a fire type character, so Gallagher just goes ham on it with Super Break from, I think, Gallagher and then like the Trailblazer, which is great because I learned that Equilibrium level 5, you need Super Break, in my personal opinion. I have only been playing Honkai Star Rail for like, 4 months or something? Because I started back in like June. July, August, September, October, November. This is my 5th month playing Honkai Star Rail, and I play it like daily. I love that game. It's great. And like, yeah. By the way, fun fact, I am Trailblaze level 68, 69. I'm about to max out my Trailblaze level. That's how insane I'm loving, like, Honkai Star Rail. Like, gosh dang, the game is just so much fun. I don't know, it's an RPG that I just enjoy playing. And the fact that it has an auto battle feature, so I can just auto battle and then play games right beside, I'm like, oh man, because I got into multitasking because I'm always doing something. Even though I don't want to always be doing something, but I always multitask, so it's like, oh, okay. But yeah, bottom line is, I recommend that you pull for Rappa while she's on the banner, because she will be an invaluable character for you to play, so you can advance the story more efficiently, quicker, even. If you can pull Rappa, go for it. It's like, you need Rappa. Everyone needs Rappa. Football Guy 2170, thank you for the first time chat. Hello, welcome to the stream. I am okay. How are you doing this fine Sunday? I'm just talking about Zenless Zone Zero and Honkai Star Rail. Yeah, and then right now they have the Calyx in the Penacony Grand Theater, available for temporary access, as well as the Echo of War for Penacony's Grand Theater, so you can get materials that if you aren't at that part of the story, you can get them now. Because I'm getting it because Rappa and Firefly. Ah. Oh, by the way, I ran out of soda, so what is it? I think it was Friday. Yeah, Friday. I decided to switch it up because I started doing this thing where I get Coca-Cola and then Coke Zero. So that way, if I usually have like a Coca-Cola, and then that's my sugary drink for the day. And then if I really want a sugar, like a Coke drink, I get Coke Zero because zero sugar and all that technical mumbo jumbo. So this time I switched because I kind of got tired of Coke and I wanted to try something new, but I wanted to still like get a drink that I like, and so Mountain Dew is my secondary favorite drink because there's phases of me just like having Coca-Cola and then like switching to Mountain Dew, and I'm switching back to my Mountain Dew phase because I learned that, you know, Mountain Dew Baja Blast is not exclusively in Taco Bell. You can get it in the store. So I got a box of Mountain Dew Baja Blast regular, and then I got a box of Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero Sugar because I really do like Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Best soda drink for a Taco Bell meal, in my personal opinion. Then I guess, yeah, Baja Blast, it actually says on the can, it's like natural and artificial tropical lime flavor. If you see it right there. I'm like, oh wow! Cool stuff! Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next week because I'll be building up Bernice in Zenless Zone Zero, leveling her up, leveling up her W engine, because I'm really proud. I'm so happy and I'm so proud. I don't know if I should be saying I'm so proud because I dropped money for Bernice more than like any other S rank I've had in Zenless Zone Zero. Like, because I was so lucky getting Bernice to CM6. I'm not even joking. So, every time I pulled on the Bernice banner, within, like, because, you know, on the banner, it always tells you how many pulls until a guaranteed S-rank agent, right? After I got my first Bernice, I took a break from pulling on the banner, came back, and when I pulled on the banner, on the 30th pull, on my third 10 pulls, so within the first 30 pulls, S-rank Bernice. It's like, whatever. And then, after you pull your S-rank agent, it resets back up to like 90, so it resets your pity count or whatever. So, I get my S-rank agent, so it resets from like, instead of like, 16 pulls for until an S-rank, it resets back to 90 pulls for an S-rank. And every time I pulled, within the first 20 or 30 pulls of the banner, but like, yeah, within the first 20 pulls or 30 pulls of the banner, I would keep pulling S ranks. Like, I pulled 2 more Bernices fairly quickly, and that was within the first 20 to 30 pulls of the reset of me getting a guaranteed S rank agent on the banner. And I was like, bro, this is wild. And like I said, yesterday evening, I was awake yesterday at 3 a.m. because, like I said in my last stream, I was worrying about, like, my dad because he had surgery, and he's recovering. And he's back at home. He came home yesterday, and he's just, you know, he has a week with a catheter, and is just resting at home, so he's good. So, people are wondering, my dad is fine. He's good. He's being taken well care of. And I remember I was opening Zenless Zone Zero, and I was saying, like, should I go for it? Because at the time, I had managed to get a Cinema Mindscape for Bernice. And I was like, do I dare go for it? I was like, sure, I'll go for it. So I dropped some money. I'm like, okay, let's do this. I want to try and max her out because, like I said, every 20 to 30 pulls on the banner, I kept getting an S rank. And I'm like, what's going on? Is this a sign that I can Cinema Mindscape 6 Bernice? Like, what's going on? I also got other S rank agents in the process, but like I said, within 20 to 30 pulls of every reset of the banner, I would get an S rank agent. I'm like, what's going on? This luck is unheard of. So finally, I bank it all in one more pull, one more like $100 worth of pulls, and I was like, okay, I'll go for it. So I pull the first one. I get a Bernice. I'm like, what is going on? Yes, okay, let's try it again. First 10 pull. The banner resets. I do another 10 pull. I get Soldier 11. And I'm like, I was freaking out because Soldier 11 was the last Zenless Zone character that I needed to complete the roster. So right now I have every Zenless Zone 0 character, and I'm so happy about that. And then I do another pull because that was my S-Rank agent for the banner. I go again. And banner resets. Third time's the charm, I get the 6th Bernice I needed. And I was like, 3 10 pulls, and an S rank was in every single one of them. And I was like, yes, let's go. I actually was looking. Online in my bathroom. I don't know why I had to add the bathroom part, but I was looking online. I was like, is there a way to get 2-factor authentication on my Hoyoverse account? Because I was like, man, I've invested so much money in my Hoyoverse games, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero. I'm like, the last thing I need is someone like getting into my account and taking away all the progress I made. If you guys remember, Genshin Impact, I got back into it last year, around like August, and I put in so much effort to complete all the Archon quests, all the story quests, all the hangout events, and I'm like, so proud of myself. It was a milestone for me, and that felt good. I know it's a game, but it really feels good when you like set goals for yourself for an overarching goal and you complete it, and then you're like, what's next? And it's like, oh man, it felt really good. It felt really good to complete all that. And so I was looking if there's a way for 2-factor authentication, because I don't want anyone to get my account. No, that's my account. I have invested so much time and money, especially money and time, to like get to where I am in all 3 games. And then I hear from a YouTube short that Hoyoverse is coming out with another game, and I'm like, bro, guys, your games are great, stop. If they do another game, I'm probably gonna barely put any money. I might do like the monthly pass that every gacha game has, but I'm like, oh, man. But I've decided that Zenless Zone Zero is like the gacha game for me. I love that game so much. It's a lot of fun. It reminds me of a beat 'em up, and it reminds me so much of Senran Kagura, because I love Senran Kagura. And it reminds me of the beat 'em games like Hyrule Warriors and stuff like that, and I'm like, I love those types of games. And the fact that I can play that anywhere, on phone, on PC, like, it's amazing. I love it. I love that game so much. I enjoy the gameplay. Sure, I may have raged a bit in a couple of things, but yeah. And, by the way, I have leveled up enough characters to get an S rank in Shiyu Defense. And Shiyu Defense is a thing, like the critical node in Shiyu Defense. So basically, every period there are 7 like battle rounds, and you can get S rank, A rank, and B rank. This is the first Shiyu Defense period since it came out for the critical node that I got all S rank, and they're hard because it starts at level 50. And then every round increases the level of difficulty. The last 2, the 6th node and 7th node, being level 65 enemies and level 70 enemies. Now, those numbers probably don't mean much until I tell you that an agent's max level in the game of Zenless Zone Zero currently is level 60. That is the cap for an agent. So facing level 65 enemies, level 70 enemies, is pretty tough. It's just like Xenoblade Chronicles, where you face enemies whose levels are larger than level 99. Because level 99 is the cap for a Xenoblade Chronicles game. And there, like in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I remember facing, Orion? Ophion or something? That was the highest level boss in the game at a whopping level 130. And, my characters were all level 99. I spent so much time, like, researching how to beat that boss. Like, I went through probably, like, I don't know, 2 days worth of battling that, there's a term for those monsters in Xenoblade Chronicles, like a special monster or something. Unique monster, I think. Yeah, I spent so much time trying to beat that unique monster, and I think it took me two to 3 days to beat it. And I was like, oh shoot, it was really fulfilling to beat it. That was before they announced downloadable content for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I had completely gotten everything in Xenoblade Chronicles. Like, in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And then I learned, oh, there's a New Game Plus. And I was actually trying to 100% that on New Game Plus. And then I got stuck at Rock. Because there's a character in there that's a temporary character and will be with your party until the end of Chapter 2. Like, you meet a character that joins your party in Chapter 2 and dies off, basically. Spoiler alert. And then, yeah, you can never play that character again. And the crazy thing is, the blade for this character can be upgraded. So, as a completionist, I was trying really hard to upgrade it. And so I've been hard-locked in Chapter 2 of New Game Plus of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because I want to max out the blade before I move on to Chapter 3, because if I move on to Chapter 3, I cannot access that blade anymore under that character. So I'm like, fudge. Is there any significance to it? No. In fact, like, it doesn't even affect the game if you just not level it up and let him die. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, leveling up this blade has no effect whatsoever to any achievements you make in the game, but I'm doing it for personal satisfaction. So basically, I'm wasting time. And I'm like, I looked up, there's videos on how to max out that blade before you move on to, what is it? Chapter 3 in New Game Plus. Like, God, my favorite Xenoblade Chronicles game is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but with Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition coming onto Switch next year, I think Xenoblade Chronicles X might become my new favorite game, other than Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because I enjoyed the heck out of Xenoblade Chronicles X, although I do have an embarrassing memory related to it. So, Xenoblade Chronicles X I got when I started my first semester at my target university. And I remember I was taking a macroeconomics course, and the professor, oh god, I hate that I'm bringing this up, but whatever. My professor decided to do a bit of a game show, so split the class in two, and everyone was a game show, right? And it's like Jeopardy. Like, you get the question right, you get a point. I embarrassed myself in the class really hard. Oh shoot, it hurts just to remember it. So essentially, everyone is an adult. I still have the mindset of a high schooler. I know I do. Oh, I'm mature enough to admit that I had the mindset of a high schooler, because there was a point in the Jeopardy game where my team got it wrong and the other team got it wrong, but for some reason I stood up and I yelled, "We're gonna win!" And I went up to the board and I marked a tally mark on our team's scoreboard, and I still remember the flabbergasted look of my professor, because he was like, "What the fudge are you doing?" And at the time I was on adrenaline because I was so hyped up. I was like, "We got to win this." And that happened, right? And I sat back down, silence, and I remember after the class, everyone, like, when class was over, I remember walking out, and when I was walking out of the building, I realized what I had done was so immature and embarrassing. So I immediately felt embarrassed, but I kept a poker face. Like, I tried so hard to be like, act like nothing happened. I remember there were some people that walked out that I saw that were in my class. They looked at me and they snickered, and it was because of what I did. I was such a kid. I was like, "Oh wow, we're gonna win!" Stood up, not even prompted, marked a tally. I got so hyped up I embarrassed myself in the class. It was very embarrassing. Oh my gosh. I think of it from time to time. Like, it is a cursed memory. And whenever I think about it, I just want to cringe, like, get into the field position and hide. Like, it's been It happened back in 2016, and it is 2024, and that memory still haunts me to this day, where I stood up in class acting like an immature fool, physically took a marker and marked a tally on my team scoreboard because I wanted my team to win. It was really embarrassing. Oh, well, that's an embarrassing story you know about me now. I never really brought it up with anyone until now, because it's been like what, 8 years since then. Man, it must have been fun stories for other people to talk about. Just saying. Oh my god. But what is it? But yeah, I don't even know how I got to this point. Oh yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. I'm so excited for that game. Oh my gosh. I wonder what they're going to add to the game to make it like much better. Because I know they did a lot of stuff to Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition that I liked. Like they brought in like the all-knowing the Nopon Sage. Like I remember they added that mechanic in because when they ported Xenoblade Chronicles to the 3DS, so Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, it was basically just a copy and paste. I think the difference is that they added achievements to it. I don't think the original game had achievements. When they ported it to the 3DS, I think they added achievements to it, which, if I remember the release in chronological order, Xenoblade Chronicles came out on Wii, and then Xenoblade Chronicles X came out on Wii U, and at the time there were only 2 Xenoblade Chronicle games, and then they announced Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, so that was that, and then the Switch came out, which then prompted Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as the first Xenoblade Chronicles game on Switch. And then they brought in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition with Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected within the game, so that's the 5th release. And then they added Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And then now they're releasing Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. So there is currently 7 Xenoblade Chronicles games out. Like, they've released 7 Xenoblade Chronicles games. Yeah. And apparently they did, like, references to their old games. Like the company that makes Xenoblade Chronicles. They did references to their older games. Like, because there's a Xeno series or something, and one of the blades in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is, like, I think one of the main characters from that game, but it's like a cameo or something. I don't know. Anyway, I just thought I'd talk about that. I was like, oh yeah! That's the thing. But, yeah, it's nice to just talk. Every time I think I don't have anything to talk about, when I start talking, I just end up coming with stuff to talk about. I'm like, oh, shoot. There's this. This all started with me just talking about, hey, I'm proud of my achievements in Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, and now we're like talking about my embarrassing memory in macroeconomics in university and Xenoblade Chronicles. Oh man, I am a hot mess. Well, I'm a mess, not a hot mess. Not that attractive. Anyway. Okay, so we're going to go into languages now. I've done my 30 minutes of prologue chatting for the stream, so let's move on.